From middle class family, I had to look for financial resources that will help me. Hey guys, wishing all of you a really happy new year and hope that all of you are able to live the life that you want and get to move to Canada if that is your dream. So guys, this is a special from us to you in this new year, and in this video I want to share with all of you how my journey has been so far in Canada. I've been in Canada over the course of the last 6 years, and before the 6 years, just like most of you, I was also thinking whether I'll be able to go to Canada and be able to live my dream. So through this video guys, I'm going to be sharing with you all the learnings I've had, my ups and downs, so that it can help inform your decision on moving to Canada, as well as help you avoid some of the mistakes that I made when moving to Canada. So guys, make sure to stay tuned and subscribe to our channel if you have not already, and like this video to make sure that we know you're enjoying our content and we can create more content such as this. Also guys, it'll be great support for us if you can watch our video right here where we talk about some of the part-time jobs that you can apply for and you can possibly get when you move to Canada. So guys, do check the video out right here. Now without any further ado guys, let's get straight into the video. So guys, I want to start off by letting you guys know why I decided to move to Canada. And this happened around 7 years back. So 7 years back when I was working in the industry, I was thinking I wanted to make some changes in my life. And I was looking at what possible options were there. And I kept reading about blog posts and articles about how Canada is a dream destination for immigrants. This was around the time Express Entry was introduced, and it was still fairly new and early days when I started thinking about it. Guys, I come from a middle class family, so finances are a premium for us. And so I wanted to make sure that whatever way I took was a responsible way and something that did not burden my parents or family around me. At this time, I had either two options, either to go the Express Entry route or come to study in Canada. The Sierra score, just like how it is nowadays, was quite high. So I realized that wasn't a great way. So I decided to come to study in Canada, and I started preparing for exams and everything to come to Canada. As I said earlier guys, I come from a middle class family, and so I needed to find a route which was not financially strenuous on my family, but also allowed me the opportunity to come to Canada and do the things that I love here. And that is where I started researching about possible ways in which I can get good grades and good scores, which can help me get an education loan to Canada. And that's where I took the services of Prodigy Finance. So through their help, I was able to pursue my dream of coming to Canada and studying at an esteemed university here. So I did contemplate whether I wanted to move to Canada or would have preferred to move to the US or Europe. And I did some research around to figure out where would be an ideal destination. So guys, there are two things that are really important for me. Number one, I wanted to make sure I was able to stay for a longer period of time. In fact, gain citizenship if possible wherever I move to. And number two, I wanted to be able to afford the cost of living. And so considering these two reasons, I felt Canada was the ideal destination for me. So guys, on August of 2016, I finally made my dream come true and I landed in Canada as an MBA student at the University of Alberta. In fact, I was so excited guys that I wanted to do so many things in the first year, and I was able to accomplish quite a few things. But one thing that really stands out for me in that first year is the number of connections I was able to make locally. This was most students when they come here, they're looking to either study and just focus on getting good grades. But I wanted to be a little different. And so I decided to involve myself in the local communities, doing community work. I was also doing extracurricular activities and participating in lots of competitions. And this really helped me expand my network, which was really useful for me over the course of my time here in Canada. So my pro tip for you guys is when you move to a new country, either as a new immigrant or as a student, please make sure to expand your networks and involve yourself in the local community. So as great as my first semester was, the second semester was totally not that great guys. And this was the time where we usually were trying to find an internship or a job. I thought based on the network that I had created and all the extracurricular activities that I was doing, it'd be easy for me to find a job in the Canadian market. But little did I know that I was going to be totally wrong. When I started applying initially for a few jobs, I did not hear anything back from anybody. I thought this was normal. But then I saw a lot of people around me started getting interview calls and a few started landing jobs. And I thought to myself oh my God, what am I doing wrong? So at this time, I started utilizing resources within the university to see how I can keep going without getting depressed. But guys, it was very tough. This period was probably one of the hardest times of my life in Canada. And I was so depressed because one, I needed to find a job because I didn't have the financial means to be able to continue to support myself. But on the other side, I also had emotional pressure as to why can't I find a job? What is wrong with me? But Relying on the resources, I started to trust myself a little more. And as I continued applying, eventually at my 29th or 30th try, I was able to land my job as a communication specialist in a local bank. So my pro tip for you guys through this whole phase is that, please, if you're studying at university, please use the resources that they have. And second, guys, please do not give up. Eventually, you will land your dream role. All you have to do is keep trying and keep believing in yourself. Guys, one of the greatest dreams that I had as a kid was to go to New York and visit the Statue of Liberty. And thanks to this internship that I got, I was able to make that dream a reality. So during that period, during my internship, I visited New York and a few other states inside of US, and I was able to immerse myself in the local culture there. So pro tip for you, especially if you're in 20s and you like to travel, go out there and travel, guys. Save some money up and go out and experience these things. So I finished my internship around August of 2017, and by this time 1 year had passed since I came to Canada. And this is usually the time when people start missing home. And I started missing India too. I was missing my family, I was missing food back home, the weather, lots of things. But I had taken a resolution when I had come to Canada. The resolution was, without finding a job, a full-time job, I wasn't planning to go back. And so this resolution helped me stay focused, helped me move forward. Now, you guys know a little bit about the experience that I shared during my internship, but actually that taught me a lot of things. And I realized that, if I needed to land that, coveted full-time position, I needed one, to be patient, and two, to be very strategic in how I was applying. So I started preparing my resume and cover letter and various different parts of application right at the start of my second year of university. During this time, I also started looking at where I can be applying to, and started talking to people who can help me get there. And so my pro tip for you guys is that, especially if you're studying, at the start of your second year, start looking out and reaching out to your network to identify possible job opportunities that might be available, and also work with your university or your career coach to tailor your resume and cover letter so that you can prepare an ideal application and be ready when those full-time jobs are coming out, especially at the end of your second year. Guys, do you remember at the start of the video where I spoke about how networking and making connections is so important in Canada? Guys, let me tell you that is the whole reason why I was able to land a full-time job in Canada. And let me tell you how that happened. So during the second part of my final year, I was looking for a job, as I told you right now. And so there was a career information session from the government of Alberta that was being hosted at the university. So when I stumbled upon this, I thought, okay, maybe let me just go and see if this is something that will fit what I want to do. And when I attended the information session, little did I realize that the person who was presenting was somebody I had already met. And so I was able to build that rapport and connect with that person. And I went for coffee with that person to help me understand the role a lot better and how I can, prepare and tailor my application to make sure that I'd be a good fit for that role. And I eventually landed my dream job of working in the public service as a policy analyst with the government of Alberta. Guys, after I landed my dream job with the government of Alberta, I knew that I could not rest on my laurels and that I needed to continue to grow, especially considering that people around me were very competitive and they were also upgrading their skills. I took this challenge positively and I started upgrading my skill sets because I wanted to make sure I stayed relevant at my job, and I also wanted to make sure I was making progress in my career. So when I started out as an analyst in 2018 in the lower level, and through this period of time, I was able to go into a senior analyst position, and currently I'm an acting manager within the government of Alberta. Pro tip for you guys is that once you find a job, do not get too comfortable. Please step out of your comfort zone and always challenge yourself in how you can learn something new. So guys, when I graduated out and I was working my job, I used to get a lot of requests on LinkedIn asking me for tips on how to find a job in Canada. What are some ways that people can move to Canada, so on and so forth. And so I realized I had the opportunity to be able to educate a lot of them. And so that's where my company WorkSpark Consulting was born. So I'm very proud to know that in the last year and a half as a company, we've been able to help more than 100 people be able to find their dream job in Canada. Guys, a standout moment for me happened this year where I was able to go back to my alma mater, which was University of Alberta, and be able to teach students in the engineering faculty how to prepare a career plan, how to write a resume and cover letter, and so on and so forth. And so I was able to share my knowledge to a lot of these people. So guys, I have 2 pro tips for you here. Number 1 is for those who are looking to do something in their life. If you want to start something, the best time to do that was yesterday. The second best time is right now. So what are you waiting for? Just go out there and start doing things. My pro tip number 2 is for those who are already in Canada and have a job here. If somebody reaches out to you and asks for help, please do so. You never know, you may be able to make a difference in somebody's life. Thank you so much guys for staying till the end of the video. I hope that some of the pro tips that I offered will make a little difference in your life, regardless of whether you're looking to immigrate to Canada or you're already in Canada. If you really like this video, please show us some of your love by hitting the like button and also subscribe to our channel so that you can see more videos such as this. If you have a similar story to share coming to Canada, please do let us know in the comment section down below. Until our next video guys, take care. Bye bye.